every Thursday for the last 2 years, we've been bringing eminent citizens that are giving of their time to make a difference through their ethical servant leadership. And someone told us at the beginning that we wouldn't get that many ethical people in Uganda, but we are fast debunking that theory. And today we have an exciting lady that I have known who's been a friend. I have known her quite a bit, and she has been in the business of ethical business. She is an experienced marketing manager with demonstrated history of working in the telecoms, advertising, and financial services industries. Her name is Charity Winnie Kamsime. She's skilled in negotiation, marketing, management, and strategy, and has an exceptional drive for digital marketing strategy and executions. She's also an expert at business planning, sales, and team building, and is a strong brand communication and product marketing professional. She has, she has a CIM and with a Chartered Institute of Marketing, and she's been quite busy, having served at various brands. Currently, she is the head of marketing at DFCU Bank, and she's also served as an associate consulting with Uganda Management Institute. She has been a CIM, Chartered Institute of Marketing Ambassador for social media and PR. We also saw her as head of marketing for EcoBank, and she did a lot of work there. I think she spent over 6 years there. I first met her in Airtel Uganda as our digital marketing and strategy alliances manager. You wouldn't think she has all this experience meeting her, but I'm excited to also present her as the current president of the Uganda Marketers Association, Charity Winnie Kamsime. I'm very happy to have you.
Thank you, Fiona.
Yes.
And it's a privilege to be here. Thank you.
Yes, it's been a long, long time since, we last spent time having coffee like this, and a lot has happened. But today we are here talking about leadership in crisis, a responsive leadership that is available in crisis. You have been at the helm of the Chartered Marketers Association, of the Uganda Marketers Association for a while now. But you've in this short time, I think there's been quite a bit of tumult. But before we go there, who is Charity? I have described the professional that we know, but just tell us a little about yourself.
So I'm Charity Winnie Kamsime Simwe. Depending on when you met me, my names will differ. AKA Atika Music on all my social media platforms for lifestyle. Professional, Facebook and LinkedIn, you'll find me as Kamsime Asimwe. Charity is a Christian. Charity is a mother of 2 boys and a very proud wife to 1 gentleman. And I love being me. I live for stardom, and without the hashtag is not charity. So in everything that we do as individuals, as persons, it's expected that in us, God has created a certain something that is special. And that something special needs to be sparked. So we all have something to do and deliver to this nation, to the world at large. And I say that it has to be sparked. And when it's sparked, you have to show up with a God-given A game. And that's how stardom is. And that's what I live for every day. So that's Charity. I'm a gym fanatic. I love to be fit. I'm still failing at the food part, but one step at a time. So that's why I'm in brief outside the corporate space.
Oh, Charity, that's amazing. Stardom, working at it every day. So leadership in crisis, what does this mean? What does this kind of title mean for you at this time in your leadership as the president, in your leadership at the head of comms, where you work at DFCU Bank, and how would you define it for the person out there?
So crisis and leadership, every day we wake up, you're not sure how tomorrow will show up. There are different types of crisis. There is individual crisis. Someone wakes up and they have a family challenge. There is crisis in the business or in office You wake up and you're not sure what the media is going to say about you. You know, we have happy customers and unhappy customers. You're not sure what the unhappy customer is going to spark the next day. So every day you wake up, from a communications perspective, from a marketing perspective, looking out for your brand. So whether it's a personal brand or it is a corporate brand, whatever brand it is, you're not sure how tomorrow shows up. Now, sometimes tomorrow may show up negatively. And I know that PR people like to say every negative story is good PR because it gives you opportunity to show up. But I believe that with leadership, you're able to manage this. And when this crisis happens, how are you keeping the team at par? How are you being the voice of wisdom? How are you being the voice of comfort? Sometimes you wake up and you have a loss. In the last couple of months, unfortunately, we lost 2 members of the community, the Uganda Marketers Society. And when the news dashed out, I was not sure how to deal. But I also imagined how is the rest of the society feeling, especially the close friends to these people. So as a leader, you have to be the person that brings the strength to everyone else when there seems to be strength. You have to be the person that keeps everything flowing when people are about to give up. You have to be the reason that people can come back and say, we have to do this regardless. So yeah, so for me, crisis is the things that destabilize the daily operations and the daily ability to come and show up. So when those unfortunate circumstances happen, how do you deal? So for me, crisis communication or leadership is how to keep everything going amidst all the turmoils that may show up.
Interesting. So how would you say, for someone that's been through this, that's been helping brands through crisis and also at the helm of the Marketers Society, the marketers are people that are managing crisis for their organizations on a daily. How do you show up? How do you equip yourself to actually be that leader that the society needs?
So one, for me, it's having the open communication framework. It's the ability for the team members that you serve to come through and talk to you. It's the ability for the people we are serving. And for me, I like to say, there's no marketing without a customer, no business without a customer. So open communication channels for that customer to speak to us. So for me, it's open communication framework, and it's also the ability for you to be accessible when they need to speak to you, but also for you to say, it is all right, we're in this together. I've had situations where leaders, depending on the leadership style, close the door, let me do my work. Or it's past midnight, please never call me. Or it is, I am a boss and you're the person serving, so please, let's have, what do you call them? Boundaries. Yes, it's important to have boundaries, but with crisis, you need to have the ability to welcome the persons to come and speak to you.
So create a safe space.
Create a safe space within self first, but also I believe that as leaders, we need to be able to be vulnerable with ourselves first. Sometimes I think that we tend to be the strong arm and we end up crumbling ourselves. And so when someone else comes to give you a certain piece of information, you're sort of, hardened on yourself. But it's important to know that also when we are not able to manage it, it's okay to consult with someone else for management.
So to be vulnerable enough to ask for wisdom, to ask for help. At the Fidelis Leadership Institute, we say you should be teachable, right?
Yes.
Available and then teachable. The other thing I wanted to speak about is something that has been plaguing leaders like you for a long time. Everybody expects you to show up in a crisis. Everybody expects you to be okay when nobody else is okay. You've talked about how to prepare yourself within the situation, but as Charity, what are the things you do to fortify yourself for those moments? Or even are there people that pour into you in order for you to be pouring out on a daily like this?
Yes. So one, I like to say that there has to be that voice of wisdom when you can no longer think, when you feel that you're worn out. There are people that we run to I have coaches, I have mentors, but I also have my safe spaces. People that are not necessarily close to me, but people that I aspire to be.
Yes.
And it's for me, it's those people that in times of crisis, I can reach out and say, how have you handled this in your space? There are also industry experts that have lived long before us. We have Fiona Wall that knows all the legal elements to it, all the communications. So she's been there. So when I have a situation that she has been through before, I reach out. So I also like to say it's important to associate ourselves with the people that we hope to be like. And those people have to always be the people that you check on.
Yeah.
So check on them so that they pour in you. So I have daily that I'll say, Coach Noeline, I need to be better tomorrow. How would I do it? And when those situations happen in the future, I'm already trained for them. So I do a lot of trainings through my coach. I also have mentors that when I'm falling apart, they're able to get me back to into pieces. But most importantly is the emotional stability. Often people tend to remember that they have a health something when the health has gone down. But I'm a believer that let's tackle that before it actually shows up. So my emotional stability is gotten from exercise. I make sure that every 3 times a week at the minimum, I am in the gym. And for me, it's, you know, the endorphins that just show up. Happy hormones.
I'm inspired.
Yeah, happy
and
hormones help us to be better leaders.
Yes.
When the emotions are taking a hold of us, the happy hormones show up. How to manage our stress. Managing stress is a very important element for leaders, primarily because of the things that we go through every day. It's not an easy sail. But when this easy not sailing happens, what are we doing to manage our physical, our emotional, and spiritual being? I like to say that it's important that we work on those things because they build our aspirations and our strength. Spiritual well-being is where are we getting the supernatural power from? Every day something overwhelms us. Sometimes your mentor can't solve it, your friend can't solve it, your better half can't solve it. What do? There's a greater being. And for me, like I said, show up with a God-given A game. Because he gave me the ability to become who I am, he should be able to help me to come out of it. So regardless of who you believe in, there's a greater being that can help you overcome those situations. So sometimes humans may not help, but there's a supernatural being that helps. So keep emotionally stable, keep physically healthy, eat well. Guys, I eat badly, but at least a fruit every other moment because it helps us sieve the body, rejuvenate the body to become who it was intended to be. So for me, keep emotionally stable, physically stable, spiritually stable, and socially networked. Yeah, so show up for
Socially
people.
networked.
Yeah.
Show up for people. That's excellent, Charity. There's leadership in crisis, and then there's crisis leadership. You've said a lot about crisis leadership. Now coming to the individual, when your leadership is in crisis, especially when it comes to ethical issues, when you're being asked to do something you might not do, and if you don't do it, there is a cost. Take us through that, Charity. How do you deal with ethical dilemmas as a leader?
All right, I've been fortunate to not have experienced quite a bit, but the minimum that I've experienced and what I believe is when your leadership has been ethically challenged, you need to go back to your values and principles. So I know for sure, I can't deal in theft. And in situations where theft is, there's a higher person who deals in crime. I like
that you call it theft, not fancy words like embezzlement and fraud.
So fraud, yeah. So in those situations, there are persons that are dedicated to handle those situations. So as a leader, have you empowered your security and financial crime? And do you have access to CID? Do you have access to human resource? And I'm mentioning these persons because within every organization, there's a person who is emotionally intelligent and who has been equipped to handle those things. So have we empowered them? So there are certain situations where as a leader, you don't have necessarily participate. Hand over to the people that know how to deal with these things. And so for me, from leadership being challenged ethically is that there is a power. A lawyer, for example, how do I deal with this person? I know, for example, in this space, we have had issues in telecoms, we have had issues in the banking with fraud and etc. Yeah. So as a leader, how do you show up? You can't disown the ethical bit that has just happened to your brand. You can't show up and say, I'm not going to handle it, because you have to face it.
You can't deny.
No. But when you face it, what is it that you're saying? Yeah. When you're owning it, are you owning it because it's the truth, or are you owning it for the safety of the customer? There are persons, communications experts, that will give you the right words to speak. You have your human resource. If you have an internal fraud issue, they have been trained psychologically on how to handle these situations. So for me, it's about emotional intelligence, knowing the room and seeing who is capable and empowered to do the crisis management. So one, there has to be crisis management framework within your space as a leader. You have to have a team whose crisis response rate is at the top. You have to have a team that you have trained to handle this.
But you can't know that without testing it, right?
Yeah, you have to test the frameworks as they come in. So as a leader, try to safeguard your space with the values that you stand for and protect those values by having the people who have been destined to handle crisis. Don't try to manage it yourself, because sometimes we feel, as leaders, we got this, which is important to have it, but let the people that are more superior than you in that particular area support you. But at all costs, always remember your values and your principles surpass the ethical being. So show up. If you know you have been put on the spot and it's actually an act that you did, friend, own it and send us apologies.
You will be fine.
Yes.
Thank you, Charity. It takes a lot of courage to own something. Somebody said it's very easy for people to fall. It's very hard to get back up. So I think owning it is part of trying to get up. Now, on the aspect of, you spoke about values, but you also said something very important. You emphasized the need for a leader to identify people that are better than them in the areas they need. A lot of leaders believe that for them to be relevant, the people they lead should be junior to them or inferior to them in one way or another. I do not get that you agree in how you speak to that. So how do you lead people that are better than you without being inferior or being shown up?
So, excellency, #stardom. You can't be a star if you're going to work with people who are mediocre. And I like to say that in everyone, regardless of the level, there's a certain spike, a certain value that they bring to the table. So I don't believe in the positions of junior, senior. I believe that in each level, everyone has something very important to bring to the table. So the value in each individual that you lead. So whether they are junior, for example, I like to say that the person that's carrying your bag, that will probably be the junior to every time you come to office. The fact that that person is carrying your bag, they're taking a certain baggage off you to do the things that are most important. They are experts in carrying the bag. If it is your PA, the fact that they're organized and are going to handle yours, means that they are going to handle that part for you and in your ability to do the things that matter at that moment. So I believe that as leaders, you must identify the right talent for the things that you want to win on.
And not be afraid of them.
Don't be afraid of being challenged, because if you are, if you was the superior of everything, you didn't have to hire people. You could as well just sit and enjoy the space. But we hire people so that we excel. And it doesn't matter the level of expertise that they are at. You're looking for the stardom. You're looking for the excellence. You're looking for the people that are going to move organizations. And that's why people get onto panels and say, I don't think I'll work with this person. I don't think I'll work with this person. What's the chemistry in delivering the activity that you are challenging them to do? So for me, importantly, as a leader, it's knowing the things you can do and the things you're good at. Leaders are almost all-rounders, but they are not excellent at everything. There are people that are greater than you. And for me, it's the greatness in those people that will take us to the next level. So for me, it's not about who's superior than what you are. It's the people that can run the race with you. Your mission, who's the person that's going to help you deliver your mission in life? The mission as a CEO somewhere, who's the person that's going to elevate your organization? What do you want the organization to be? So that transformation being and the ability to want people to shine is what is going to take the lead.
Smart 24, driving business.
Abantu bangi bafiira mu bubenje buli wiiki batugamba basuba mu 7. Oyagala okunnyonnyoka ekiviirako ekyo? Program vumbula ekidduka kyo.
Omuntu atudde munda, those are safety belts. Kisinga emmotoka efuna obuzibu ofuna instant braking. Kati bw'oba ontudde mabega nze nsibye omusipi. Fe ab'emaaso nze driver ne nkola instant braking nga gwe tosibye ow'emabega. Olaba w'oyitawo n'otubuukira n'okuba omutwe mu ndabirwamu.
Omuntu yenna buli owulira ng'emmotoka yeefunye enkenyera olina obuzibu, tetambula bulungi, etambula ekoonakoona, tesiba, kiba kya buvunaanyizibwa otwala emmotoka mu garaji.
Buli lunaku olwa Sande essaawa 7 okutuuka 7:30 n'eddibwamu ku lunaku olwokusatu essaawa 4 okutuuka 4:30 ez'ekiro. Nange omuweerezaawo Davis Joe Eddungu ku Smart 24 TV kwe tuli. Ku DSTV tuli ku mukutu ogwa 372 ate ku GoTV ku 320. Program vumbula ekidduka kyo.
Are you a woman entrepreneur or a woman owning a business and looking for affordable financing to scale up your business? Look no further than the Grow Loan. Grow Loan targets female entrepreneurs nationwide. Key features include a minimum loan amount of 4 million and a maximum loan amount of 200 million shillings, a maximum interest rate not exceeding 10.5% per annum, a loan repayment period not exceeding 24 months. All Grow Loan borrowers must comply with the Grow Project environmental and social standards. Special incentives are available for borrowers that are refugees or from the refugee host communities, people living with disabilities, and women entrepreneurs from the underserved or minority groups. To apply, contact any of the 6 participating financial institutions. Contact us for more information or visit our website at www.grow.go.ug. The Grow Loan is an intervention under the Grow Project, a Government of Uganda project financed by the World Bank and implemented by the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development and the Private Sector Foundation Uganda. Grow, generating growth opportunities and productivity for women enterprises.
This is Jordan. When it comes to classwork, Jordan is magic. Jordan shines. Jordan makes his peers better. Jordan is a true leader. White Star Magic family. Be a leader. Be magic.
Everyone has a favorite housemate, and the power to keep your favorite in Big Brother's house is by voting. They need your vote each week, and here's how. You can vote on the website or mobile site. You can also vote using the MyGoTV app. The higher your GoTV package, the more votes and power you get to keep your faves in the game. Voting opens every Monday and closes every Thursday. Vote now to save your faves from eviction and keep them in Biggie's house. Big Brother Niger, no lose guard. Rated 18. Brought to you by gold sponsor Guinness. Black shines brightest.
Yeah. People of Gulu, you're welcome. We are rewarding back to one of our parents who used the
Momo to pay school fees.
I am Oliel Vikio Tim. I work in Manuel Junior School as the head teacher. This parent was not able to come for this award ceremony by MTN because she works in South Sudan and it's very expensive for her to come. So we were able to get the guardian who has come.
Feel very happy. Momo is good. It is not a fake program, but it is a good program.
All the schools around, we're also coming there anytime. Let our parents continue using Momo. You can decide to pay in 4 installments. We have records where schools have statements of payments to confirm payments.
Together, we're unstoppable.
Amanya gange nze Naswa Sharafa. Mbeera Kawempe. Era nga nkola liquid soap. Liquid soap okuva COVID we yajja abantu ne batandika bagamba banabe mu ngalo awo naffe twatandikira okuyingira mu business ya liquid soap. Wano mazeewo weeks 2 era nga nkuguse mu liquid soap banyongeddemu skills mweyo yennyini product yange. Skills zenjize wano ngenda zikozesa okulaba nga product yange ekyukamu kuba era we baali batuyigiriza twayiga batuyigiriza mu business development ne batuyigiriza design thinking tuwetadde tutya mu ngato z'abakasitoma baffe bakasitoma baffe buzibu ki bwe bafuna mu products zaffe twalaba omukisa ne tuddayo eri bakasitoma baffe ne tubabuuza bizibu ki bye basanga kati nga nze akola liquid soap ne mbuuzaako awo bizibu ki bye musanga mu business yange abamu ne baŋŋamba liquid soap amazzi liquid soap ayokya ne tukomawo wano Madam Grace n'atuyigiriza in a practical way ne tuyiga liquid soap omulungi agenda okuyamba bakasitoma baffe. Obubaka bwennyini eri project ya Grow mbeebaza beebale kutuyigiriza beebale tu including ffe abaliko obulemu ne bateekamu kirowoozo nti tetusobola ne bamanya nti disability is not inability era tusaba batongereyongere bongere tuyigiriza in other skills ne webabaawo obusobozi batongere mu capital.
Grow, generating growth opportunities and productivity for women enterprises.
Josephine Arizio. I'm from Adjumani district. I'm one of the participants for this training. I'm in a class of feed mill. What we have learned since the time we came to Good Leisure Farm, we were able to learn about different types of feed mill for poultry. We have been able to learn about feeds for fish and piggery. We were able to also learn about different ingredients like the water weeds, because at first we didn't know it was among the products that we are supposed to mix with our feeds. Then we also have the privilege to have machines like the miller, the mixer, which we can be able, as women, we are able to manage it. They look small in size, but I feel it's manageable to us women. It does not need a lot of energy to work. So it's we are able to work, to use it, and it's effective. It's like we have the mixer that can mix like 1,000 kilograms of maize per hour, which is like improving our like instead of having labor, like employing men to do the work, we were able to do it ourselves as women. I also thank the GROW project, the people behind it, including Leisure Farm, the MD, Madame Goodla, for having selected us. It's really hard to have such opportunity, but we are able to be brought on board. We really thank them and we appreciate them for their effort. We are so grateful, and we promise when we go back, we are really going to change our lives, and we are going to be able to train other women so that they are also able to get the same knowledge we have got and they better their lives.
Grow, generating growth opportunities and productivity for women enterprises.